All right, lads. We is live. Finally. After a long time. How's everyone? Is everyone ready for the Mexican Grand Prix? Who is ready? Who is not ready? Who's gonna spin? Who's not gonna spin? Not gonna lie. I'm gonna lie. This track is just a bit of a death sentence. It's just bad. I don't like this track to drive it. To watch, maybe it's different. To watch, maybe. We'll see how it goes. Currently, Liverpool and Chelsea are in the FA Cup final in penalties. So I'm just gonna follow that. Hold on. Oh man, we're 5-5. It's 5-5 on penalties. Oh my god. Oh, we scored. Okay, good. Okay. It could be all over after this. It could be all over. Oh, who's just left? Is that... First and foremost, we'll get the trap map enabled. And then we'll hide that. Boom. Boom. Wait, yeah, we're good. Alright, everyone's heading out. Everyone's heading out. First one to go was Sandro. New arrival to Group B. Just need to check that all stuff is good on the stream. I'll be streaming. I'll be good. Not see anyone in chat, but I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Cool beans. That's what we like to see. Ah, we won. Let's go. Liverpool FA Cup winners. If anyone's following it. Now, you know. So, Sandro's out here on the mediums. Going for alternate strategy. I don't know if that's the one. Because safety guard could come out and it could screw you completely. So, you know, if you want to take the gamble, it could pay off. So. Stop him, man. What a guy, what a guy. Who is going to get pole? That is the question. We have a couple people who could contest for it. We got some fast drivers in here. And it could be anyone. Could be anyone. So who's gone out on the mediums? We've got Kurubang, Jesse, and the Red Bulls, and Sandro. So the rest is on softs at the moment. Doppy gonna go for pole. Let's go. Good confidence. Good confidence. I think Sandro just backed out of his lap. Because he decided to not finish it, so... Luke de Cruyff's going to be the first one to cross the line. Now, a good time here is low 15s and 14s.
What the hell?
Luke de Cruyff. Zarotix is just retired. Zarotix, I think, has just had a run-in with Jay. What has gone on here? Zarotix is out. Oh, and Jay. Cutting the track, not allowed. And I think Jay is going to pick up penalty for that. That is not allowed as per the rules. Focus are set. A 1:15.2. That's put him on a provisional pole. And what's happening here? Faded's AI blocking, imagine. That is so unfortunate. Everyone's absolutely getting in a pickle here. I don't know if Imagine's hot lap was just, you know, blocked, but I feel like we've already got a couple incidents already. This is and we've only like 2 minutes in, so that's brilliant. Who is next across the line? I think it's Max Fan. No, he's pitted. Sandro's going for his lap on the mediums to see what he does. Faded has headed out. He wants to reverse on the bad luck or bad results he's had for the last 2 races. He wants to fix that up. Yo, can you guys tell me how the mic sounds? If it's all good, because I changed some stuff. So if you know, you gotta tell me if it's screwed up. If I screwed up, let me know. Tell me how it sounds. Tell me how the stream is. Cool. It's good to know. Folks are still on provisional pole here. 15-2. The pole lap time in Group A yesterday was a 14-second. I think it was like a 14.3. Someone could check for me. That'd be good. But yeah, it was around there. Low 14s. That one was set by Thomas Vink. Good driver. He is a rapid driver. Won every race he's competed in. So Thomas Vink, a threat to be reckoned with. See what Sandro's time is going to be here. It's going to be a 1:16.4, and that's on the mediums, so that's a pretty good time. Focus has decided to put on the mediums, but he's not. I don't think he's going to be able to set faster time than what he's done already, so I'm not sure if that one was the play. Kai's about to finish his lap. 1:15.8. That's going to put him up in P6. Strong lap by him. Faded. Where has he come from? Faded on provisional pole. 15-0. Strong lap from him. Strong lap. Furbank starting his lap. Another very fast driver. He does have a race win under his belt. One when he was a reserve, so then we made him full-time driver. What a story. What a story. 0 to hero. Whoo. Bit of oversteer there. I think he's all good. Going into this absolutely deadly S section. If you are on controller, I think. Whoa! He actually saved it there. E-Gamer with the Prime. What a legend! Thank you for the Prime, sir. Absolute redonkulous, Mr. E-Gamer. Thank you, sir. Crew bang. Just ending off this last sector. Let's see what he does. See what he does. It's going to be a 15-2. That puts him up in P3. Good first lap from him. Now, Focus is headed out on mediums, but I'm not really sure why. Because, obviously, the fastest time you set is the tyre you will start on. So, I don't know if he'll be able to beat that 15-2. Maybe he's just going... Maybe this is his practice. Maybe he's just practicing during quali. I can attest to that. He's a Max fan though. Currently P5, but he is about a 10th or 2 up on the Delta. Let's see if he can change up some of his results. Does good in quali and absolutely bins it in the race, but he's looking to change that. Keeping it in the lines very nicely. Apparently not, because he's decided to back out. It didn't come up that he invalidated, but I think he might have. Kudos. Yeah. He's Reserve driver just trialing out today. So let's see. Oh, I spoke too soon. Actual commentator's curse. Next time I'll shut the fuck. I mean, I'll shut up. Family friendly stream. But Jesus, that's unlucky. Fuck. I was like, oh, let's see how he does, and then just completely smashes into the wall. Classic. Absolute classic. See who else is on a lap. I think Max Fan is definitely on one. Did not take that too cautiously, that corner. Let's see how he does. Let's see how he does. I missed if he was up on the Delta. We'll see after this middle sector. Absolutely treacherous middle sector. Track limits here are absolutely the worst around Mexico. Oh, look at that camera angle. Sheesh. I see Max Fan. He's going to cross the line. And that line is actually the pit line, so I absolutely lied to you guys. Yeah, I think everyone's boxing now. If anyone's actually on their outlap... Oh, that's Faded. Faded on the outlap. With his good old mate F1 Gamer ahead of him. See if Faded can improve on his time. Oh, that's F1 Gamer gone. Rest in peace. Wasn't even on a push lap, but I've got to mute everyone. I forgot to do that. I guess we're just gonna have to deal with it. If people start shouting on the screen on the stream, we'll just call it what do we call it? Radio, team radio. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Finally, I found it. Right, Kurubang and F1 and Faded, sorry, about to set their laps. So let's see how they go. We already have 3 DNFs in the quali, so I wonder how many there's going to be in the race. Yesterday we tied the record for the most DNFs in a race. We had 7. No, we never broken 8 before. But we'll see if that changes. Well, do you guys think we'll get more than 7 DNFs? We might break the record today. Who knows? There'll be a few safety cars. You never know. Kai just improved to a 15.5. That's put him in P8 for now. Imagine provisional pole by 9 hundredths. We do have Kurubang and Faded on a lap right now. So we'll see if anything changes. Oh, and Kurubang being blocked slightly by AUUU. That name is just absolutely crazy. I don't know how to say it that it would flow off the tongue nicely. But how's this ruined Kurubang's lap? We'll just kind of have to see. I think it has, because he's just gone into the box. And it might have ruined Faders too. Oh, I lied. 14.9. Just under 14.9 for Faded. He's improved by over nearly 2 temps. Good job from him. He's looking to pick up a race win today for sure. Zerotti is going for last the first challenge. Doppy strat. Doppy strat. Doppy's on the alternate strategy. He's gambling on a no safety car. It's not looking good because we already had 3 DNFs in quali. So I don't know. I wasn't confident enough when it was my race yesterday, but we'll see how he goes. We'll see how he goes. Yeah, Kurubang, some people do have to learn. That is just the dealio, and people will be issued penalties as is accordingly. I think after a few times, we might have to start issuing those race bans. We haven't had to do it yet, but we've banned someone completely from the league, but we haven't had any race bans yet, so if you know, you know. The Canada incident. Oh, Doppy's just invalidated. I don't think he was on a lap anyway because he had to pull it over for another driver. Who is on a lap? Who's on a lap? Well, Symmetry is on is 4 temps down, so I don't think he was on one. Kurbank is on his out lap, so is Foxer. Foxer won last week's race in Zandvoort. So let's see if you can keep that up. Kai is still leading the championship, but he has about a 23 points gap. So if he bins it, and somebody who is behind him, I think Faded is second. If he wins, Kai could lose the championship lead today. So he's got to be on top of his game. You know what I'm saying? Focus is set off on his lap. 2 minutes left in this quali, so anyone wants to head out for a lap now, and now is the time to leave. Oh, my controller just disconnected. That is absolutely crazy. And as I say, that post was just invalidated, so he's gonna have to stick with the 15-2. Let's put him in P4 provisionally. Kurbank on his lap. Taking a lot of curb there. Just keeping it in the lines. Track limits are weird here, but anything that is giving you an unfair advantage will be penalized. Not to sound threatening or anything. I'm not gonna turn up to your house and shoot you. But yeah, time penalties and stuff. Kurbank has a bit of traffic ahead of him. Hopefully they do move out of the way. I think that might be Max Fan ahead. Kai's moved out of the way very nicely. Max Fan kind of giving him a tow down the straight. Oh, that was a bit dangerous. That was a bit dangerous place to let him by, but we'll see if that actually affected Kurbank. He did have a bit of a moment. Will he still improve? That's a 15-0. Let's put him up to P3, so he still did improve with that. Improved by like 2 temps. He's about 100 behind Imagine in P2. Alpine 2-3 at the moment. Imagine just decided not to go out for another lap. And yeah, it looks like we don't have many others saying their laps. Sander just went nearly 2 temps quicker, but that's enough to put him in P4. Max Fan's on his lap. He's in P6 at the moment. Let's see if he can improve. That is quali end, so no more new laps can be set. Fade is still on pole provisionally. See if Max Fan can take that away from him. Oh, Focuser! Focuser's gone on pole by nearly 3 temps. Focuser, an absolute force to be reckoned with. What a beast. Here's Max Fan about to cross the line. He says a 15-1. So, oh my god, where did Kai come from? The Max Fan went to P5, but then Kai just stole P3. What a lap from Kai. 15.007. 3 thousandths ahead of Imagine. And that's going to put him in the... I think that's going to put him on the racing line on the track for the race start, which is actually quite important. On the race start, being on the right line is quite good for your start. You get a really amazing start. Faded improved as well by a 10th, but it wasn't enough to take pole away from Focuser. We'll see who has it on race pace. Focuser has it on quali pace, but unlucky. So we have Focuser on pole. Faded behind him. Then Sandro, P3. I didn't notice this, but look how close P3 to P5 is, and P6. Like, everyone is so close together, like within 200ths. Aston Martin 2-3. 5 thousandths ahead of Kai, who's 3 thousandths of Imagine, who's 11 thousandths ahead of Kurban, and then Max Fan 800ths behind. Kudos, although he retired, set off a decent lap, so he's in P8. Luke de Cruyff in the house in P9. UK Lucas P10. The Red Bulls P11 and P12. F1 Gamer retired, but he's in P13. Then we have Jesse, who has shown his quali pace to be quite good. Hasn't said the strongest of times here, nearly a 116. I think he's may have invalidated. So he's down in P14. See if you can change up any of that. Change up a bit of his race finishes. Very strong quality for Focuser though. I think this is his first time racing in the full C as well. Jay had a 5 grid penalty, so I didn't have to do it. He got it anyway. Let me just check. I didn't. I got added, but oh, that was a string. Maybe we will do interviews. I haven't even thought about this. But if people want to be if people die in the race, I might ask them for an... I need someone else to be with me to kind of help organize it though. Who could I get in the call with me? Let me message Counterfeit. Jesse on mediums. Oh yeah, he's on mediums. Okay, my mistake, my mistake. I'm actually brain dead. So yeah, Jesse, I thought you're on softs. My mistake. My mistake. So Jesse, another one going for the alternate strategy. So yeah. That's why his lap was a second down on the rest of the field. Not even a second, like 9/10. Okay. Right, my mistake. Okay, we have the full track maps, that's good. Here we are on the formation lap. Why can't I change camera? Oh, there you go. There you go. So, here's everyone that's going for mediums. We have Zhao Qinjun, Jesse, Doppy, and P19 and P20 of Lawrence and Jay. I don't think Lawrence went for a lap here. I think he just skipped out on quali. So yeah, they're actually quite far behind the rest of the field, and it's interesting because if these guys roll up super late to the pack, they're gonna leave everyone else tired, absolutely freezing. Tires, sorry. Tires will be minus 200 degrees. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. Liverpool, we're on for the quadruple, man. Okay, but I'm gonna shout about football, and everyone's rolling up to the grid now, so let's get ready for the race start, boys. Yeah, see what I mean? Like all those cars at the back taking so long to get to the rest of the grid is leaving everyone's tires gonna cool down a little bit. We'll see how that affects the race start. All right, here we go. We got 3 lights, 4, 5. And now none. Here we go. Folkstar gets an absolute rocket start. That's a great start from him. Faded alongside him. As he gone slightly ahead here, I think Faded has gone into the lead on this start. Sandro's kept Faded and Aston Martins, P1 and P2. Folkstar fighting for P2 with Sandro. They're going side by side. Absolute chaos. As I think an Alfa Romeo has gone around there, been spun around, but Folkstar's lost out there. Sandro taking the lead. Ahead of Faded, ahead of Folkstar. Kai followed shortly after that, and Kurubang. Max Fan still hasn't spun yet. That's good for him. And we have absolute carnage. I think Imagine might have gotten damage, and the Red Bull was already retired from the session. We have a virtual safety car for Symmetry. Symmetry is out. That was about a Mazepin length of race time. So, decent, you know, decent. About as good as an F1 driver. Unlucky for Symmetry, though. 1 Red Bull down. And it's not looking good for the auto strategies, because if a car's going to be retiring, not even 20 seconds into the race, then it could be bad. It could be bad. But Sandro moved up 3 places on that lead. I think Folks' second phase was just not great on the race start. So yeah, he ended up losing out. I think Imagine is in the pits. Yeah, Imagine in the pits for a new front wing. He has damage. Doppy P11 moved up quite a few spots there. And the VC has just ended. So let's see how they go. Faded chasing down. That's a bit of a slide there. Folkstar might try and capitalize it, but it's a bit too far back. Most on the softs right now. Sandro with the great start to this race. Let's see if he can keep that lead. Kai doing very well also, sitting in P4. Everyone is quite close together here. Zorotix is chasing down Jarkinjan. Jarkinjan, I think, on the mediums. If I'm correct. Yep. Jarkinjan on the mediums. Got yellow flag, and that's for a Haas. We've got a Haas spun round. I think that's Nick F7. Nick F7. Seeing the Barry R. Just having a nice meeting with him. Sandro last lap of the race. So he's doing well to keep his lead there. And I think DRS will probably be enabled this lap, so I don't know if they get DRS on this second straight. So I'm not sure. Yeah, no one's opening it. Yeah, I don't think DRS has been enabled. I haven't seen it be popped. Yeah, I haven't seen it pop up yet. So Faders just broke out the DRS on a Folkstar, so Folkstar might have to push here to stay in it. He's got 50% battery. They did a bit less, and Folkstar's got a 3-second time penalty. 3 laps in, that is not good. Time penalties are dangerous. And Max Fan, at least he hasn't spun. At least Maxwell hasn't spun and he's just got a penalty. You know, he has survived. He's in P6. So, yeah, he's doing okay. He's doing okay. Kurabang. Trying to chase down Kai. And Nick F7 gets a time penalty for corner cutting. What's going on with him? I don't know if that's the placer. But to get a 10-second penalty for corner cutting, you have to completely cut. That's interesting. Hope that didn't affect anyone, you know. DRS is definitely open now. I just heard the beep. So, yeah. A couple people going wide there. Getting warnings. And Jay's out of the session. And brings out the safety car. He's crashed at the final corner. And Jay's out. So we'll see if anyone goes. It's quite early to pit here. We'll see what these guys decide to do. Possible options could be going on the hards. Maybe even not even pitting at all and just sticking with it. If this was me in this situation, I think I probably wouldn't pit. I think it's just too early. Maybe go on the mediums. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what they... At least I don't have to make the decision than they do. So, yeah. Sanjo is in the worst position because he's the one who has to decide. No one is in front of him. So let's see what he decides to do. He's slowing down. And he goes into the pits. Faded opts to stay out. Does anyone else follow him through? I think Kurabang's followed him through. So I think Kurabang and Sanjo, the only ones to pit. Sanjo puts on the medium tire. And Kurabang does the same. So yeah. The podium could be absolutely anyone right now. I have no idea. These guys are quite similar on pace. So I think it's going to be a good race. These guys on the alternate strategy as well. They're going to have to do some work here because that safety car is not going to go to their favor at all. So it's quite a common occurrence for Fader to be pacing the field, but here we are again. Deja vu. This time Foxo is right behind him. So let's see if Foxo can have a good restart. Start wasn't as strong. It was an okay start, but the second phase was bad, and then he ended up losing it in turns 2 and 3 because had the outside line for turn 3. After going side by side with Sandro. Sandro had the best start. Absolutely. McLaren's in P5 and P6. We'll see how the strategy goes. We've got a couple people who've pitted onto the hards. Jesse, one of the alternate strategy runners, who's pitted onto hards. Hards are a very tough tire on this track, so we'll see how that goes for him. What do you guys think? Is this going to be the first safety car? And the only safety car? I'm betting probably. I think we never had more than 4. I don't know if we can break the record today. We have 2 DNFs already, and we've only had like 5 laps, so we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. As you can see, Zerotics has 11 overtakes already. Some due to pits, but done a good job there on that first stint. He's opted not to pit, so let's move him up a couple spots. Good job on Zerotics' side. Good start for UK Lucas as well. Sandro and Kurbank are gonna have to do a lot of work here. Imagine you, I think, had damage on the first lap. He's in about the same spot as those. All of 3 lap older tires. So that might, I think that's gonna be a bit of a deal here on this track. But safety cars in this lap. Faded pacing the field. And as you can see, he's going quite slowly. The game just does not let you put the throttle down when you're leading the pack. So, and I've just heard some contact behind. See when Vader decides to go. And I think we're off. Vader's off. Folks are behind. Folks has got quite a good start. But I think Vader's going to keep him behind. And we've had a crash. And 2 has crashed. I see a Ferrari. And I think that's AUUU. McLarens, both McLarens all the way out. And Kudos disqualified from the session. What's happened with Kudos there? I think he might have had a, going into, you know, in reverse, he might have had a penalty. But Vader's kept the lead from Folkstar. Then Kai is in P3. There, Max Fan behind. Max Fan still hasn't crashed. Let's go. Max Fan's still alive. What a beast. Zerotic's behind him. He's had a quite good start. And Sandro and Kurbank, as well as Imagine, both moving up a bit through the field. Jesse is, I don't know if he's struggling in the hards, but they're definitely the slower tire compared to the rest. So, yeah. Sandro is doing quite good. He's getting a few overtakes done here. Going down the inside on Doppy. Doppy's just going to let that happen. Doesn't want to impede or get any, doesn't want any damage. Doesn't want any incidents. Wants to avoid that as much as possible. But Sandro, quite a fast driver here. He's already done quite a few overtakes. Kurbank in P9. He's going to have to make the overtake 2 on Doppy. No DRS for 2 laps, so if anything wants to happen, you're going to have to do it now. And we have a yellow flag for Haas again. I think this time it was Luke de Cruyff. Sandro going quite deep there, nearly going into the back of Jacques Injun. And Kurbank is following behind. Just wants to let Sandro do the work and then he can follow him through. There goes Sandro on Zhao Qinjun. So good job on him. Zhao Qinjun, he's on the same tire, but I think he's on about maybe 3 lap older tires. So that definitely does matter on this track. And Fade is nearly cleared out the DRS zone of Focuser. And Jesse gets a time penalty too, as well as F1 Gamer. So you can see already the track is absolutely treacherous when it comes to penalty. You really have to avoid him. And yeah, Sandro, because of a couple incidents that's happened, he's has a bit of a gap to the ones in front. Plus the softs are a lot faster. He's just gonna have to manage those tires and try and extend them as much as possible. Zorotix has just made it past Max Fan. Faded is absolutely clear of the DRS from the Focuser right now. Although Focuser is pushing, he's still within, you know, only a tenth and a bit over, so he can still probably go back in. Kai needs to do his best to stay in the DRS zone of Focuser too. But Focuser, as he's pushing to go in Faded's DRS, Kai has to also push to stay in his. Max found another time penalty. Absolute classic. He's on about 6 seconds now. As you can see, all the penalties are on the screen. Focuser the only one in the top 3 to have a penalty. Sandro gets a 3-second time penalty. So that is not good for him. So does Doppy. I feel like I shouldn't call them out because there's going to be so many. I'm just going to be listing off penalties for the whole race. We have Zorotix chasing down Kai, who is, he might have just missed out on the DRS zone. We'll see. Yeah, Kai has no DRS, so this might be an easy overtake for Zorotix. Is he going to go for the move? Yes, he is. Zrotics down the inside of Kai. They're wheel to wheel. Kai staying on the inside. Showing him the absolute curb is Zrotics. Sending him a bit off track there. But Zrotics going up into P3. Kai ending up having to concede that position. And Sandro and Kurban are starting to catch up to the rest. Oh, we have a safety car. We have another safety car. And this time it was DNF. It was a DNF for F1 Gamer. So yeah, I was wondering why everyone was going slow. But second safety car already. We are. I have a feeling we might break the record today, guys. I think we might break the record. We already have 4 DNFs. We only need 3 to tie the record for the most DNFs. Sorry, we need. Oh no, wait. No, we had 8 DNFs yesterday, so we broke the record yesterday. I think we had 8. So we might even have 2 new records in 2 days. But for safety car, 5 safety cars, I just don't think it might happen. I just don't know. So faded focuser. And pretty much all the soft runners are jumping into the pits. And I don't know if that's good for Kurban and Sandro because the tire is going to be quite old. They're not on the optimum strategy at all. I think these guys might be losing out here. I think they may lose out here on strategy. Zhao Kinjun is up in P3. Good job from him. Jesse, I think he's just gonna try and go the whole length on hards because he's not pitting, so I think he's just gonna go for it. Trying to save his tires as long as possible, so that's possible. Faded in P7. Not as far back as Sandro was when he went to pit, so he has to make less overtakes to get up back to the lead, and he has the better tires, so way fresher tires than the guys ahead of him. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how. Can do predictions, but I don't know what I would do for predictions, and I need someone else to help me with this stuff, you know. I think we could upgrade. So there's a lot of things we could do. There's a lot of things. Driver interviews, proper driver interviews are gonna come, guys. I swear. I promise. Coming soon are the driver interviews. Sandro is leading right now. Him and Kurban are on the same strategy here, so that's the only driver that can kind of attest to for how he's doing pace-wise. Who's just pitted? Imagine's just pitted. Imagine's put on fresh hards. That's an interesting strategy from him. And why is my throat dying? My throat is absolutely, it's just dry. I think I might have a dash for a glass of water because this is terrible. Yeah, I'll be back, boys. Okay. Alright, we're back. Mute himself has just said his distaste for The Red Bull car. Alright, but we have safety car in this lap. So I'm gonna absolutely shut my mouth until we start. Sandro's placing the field this time. The other Aston Martin to do so. And I think he's set off quite early. No, he's not. He's setting off quite late. Leaving it really late to restart this. And he's gone. So he's absolutely got Cora Banks sleeping here. So he's got a nice clear road ahead of him. Behind him, Doug Kingen fighting with Doppy. They're side by side here. Are they going to keep it through turn 3? Is Doppy going to absolutely send it? We'll see. They're about 3 wide here with Jesse. Surely they can't make it through there. And that's who's that? That's an Aston Martin. And that's Faded. Faded has gone off. So is Doppy. That is absolutely terrible for Faded and Doppy. I don't know if they're out of the race. I don't know if they've got damage. That's great for Sandro. And great for Jesse too. Because he's clear. Krubang is still behind him. So we'll see if he stays in the DRS zone. Jesse on the hards. Fighting with Kai. Kai is on the soft, so that's going to be a pretty easy overtake. Is he going to try and go through the S section? This is not the best place to overtake. Oh, who's gone off? Krubang. Krubang's binned it through the S section. That's not good for him. Kai, with a better traction, gonna go for the move here, down into the beginning of the last sector. Looking down the inside, getting his elbows out there side by side. Through turns, this is turn 14, and Kai's made it stuck. Zerotics on the mediums. Probably gonna try and go for the move on Jesse also. Jesse on way worse tires than the rest of the field. And Sandro's absolutely clear now. Because Kurubang has binned it, Sandro is out ahead and absolutely clear of everyone. We'll see if his strategy helps him. Oh my god, sorry. We'll see if his strategy helps him. But he's gonna try and have to make these tires last as possible. This is going to be a really important stint for him, because right now it's probably best to be on the hards or on medium soft. Max Fun's just got another penalty, and that's not good for him. That is not good. Faded down in P13 after that incident. It's not looking good for him. He's P2 in the championship. Could have probably gone try and close that gap with Kai, but now it's not happening because of what's just happened. Kai on the softs is trying to catch up to Sandro, and Zerotics trying to catch up to Jesse ahead of him. He has the way better tires. He has the fresh mediums, while Jesse goes on old hards, so he's definitely advantageous here. Focuser and Max Fun fighting. Focuser spun out, so a lot of the top guys are spun out here, and that is not good for Focuser. Once the pole sitter now having spun out is I don't know if he's out of the race, but that is just, it's not good for him. It's not good for him. He's down in P14. Kai's just set the fastest lap of the race, and Zerotics and Jesse flying out, but with the aid of DRS, I think it's gonna be quite easy for Zerotics flying with Jesse, leaving absolutely no room there for Jesse. Again, he did the same with Kai earlier, and Jesse's not going to be happy with that, but there's not much you can do during the race. You just got to get your head down. Obviously, all incidents are going to be reported later on. Kai on the softs is absolutely flying out there. He's just set the fastest lap of the race, and him and Sandro are absolutely duking it out. Kai has way better traction on those fresher softs, and Sandro's on older mediums, to see how long he can keep him behind. But this track is a really good one for overtaking, so we'll see how long he can do that. Kai has to get a good exit out of the final corner for this long back straight. It's really important that he does so. Oh, Kai's gone wide then. He scraped the wall a bit. Has he just taken damage from that? We'll have to wait and see. Kai, I think he's all right. He's got the aid of DRS and the softs. He's going to go for the move. DRS makes it quite easy. Sandro just going to open the lane here down the inside. I think it's going to make that quite easy. I don't think he wants to fight too much. Jesse's just made it back out in front of Zerotics. Whoever has the DRS here is definitely in the best position. Sandro's probably going to come back at Kai with the aid of DRS. So we'll see how he goes. Kurubang's just had the fastest lap of the race. But he's 20 seconds down. So I think he definitely got damaged. But Faded, I don't think he did. Because Faded is in P8. And he's catching up to the rest of the field. He's definitely caught up a lot. And he's definitely made a few overtakes. And I definitely think he's going to make a few more. And I definitely think I'm going to say definitely a few more times. Because this is definitely a great race as it's happening. We see Maxfan going quite wide there. Zhao Qinzhen fighting with Lawrence. The fight for P5 is on. Faded looking down the inside of Lawrence, who left him enough space, but better momentum around the outside means they're going to take it. UK Lucas closing up to Faded, and we have a bit of a DRS train coming up here. Sandro is fighting Kaidid for the lead of the race. They're going side by side through turns 1 and 2, and Sandro, I think, is just taking P1. He's going to have DRS for this next straight as well, because it's a double DRS zone. So although Kai, they're side by side, the aid of DRS is going to be really strong. Kai using a lot of overtake, but Sandro takes the lead of the race once more, just before the safety car comes out. So this is going to be good for him. The third safety car. We're on for a record, guys. We're on for a record. AUU in the Ferrari has DNF'd. We have 5 DNFs. And we're just about halfway through in the race. Not even halfway through. But this is going to be good for... one, for Kurubang. And anyone who has damage to catch up to the rest of the field. Kurubang was pretty much out of the race until now. So... yeah. The play now is definitely mediums. If you have the fresh mediums. Probably going mediums to the rest of the race, I would say, is the best option. But we'll see what they decide to do. Sandro, again, having to make a decision. He's going to go into the box. So is Kai. So is Zerotics. Jesse's going to opt to stay out. He's on the hards. He's going for the full length race on those hards. Max Van's going to jump in. Let's see everyone's strategy here on the tires. So Jesse and it looks like Aiden may have stayed out as well. So is Lawrence. So Fade is trying to make these hards work, and he's definitely doing a decent job at it. Oh, Fade is just disconnected. I'm gonna have to send him an invite. Because we want our racers to be racing. You know what I'm saying? So give me 2 seconds, boys, and we'll be back to the race. Where is Faded at? There he is. There you go, sir. How has Doppy got a 3-second time penalty under the safety car? Unreal. Unreal. Look how many people have penalties. Most of the field has penalties. The only people who don't have a penalty are Faded and Luke de Cruyff, Imagine, Kai, Zerotics, and Kurubang. We're going to see how Kurubang does here, because Kurubang is on the fresh mediums, which is pretty good for him. So is Max Fan. And the safety car is quite good for him, so for him to catch up to the rest of the pack. And I think he's just going to do that. Or he's going to do just that. Sorry, English. Got to get the right order of words in sentence. I wish there was a way to see exactly what happened, like replays, you know? We have to figure out a way how to do that. Probably be a difficult thing to pull off. We'll probably need people to be streaming or something. I have no idea how we would do it. But maybe in the future. But Faded, after having spun, is up in P3 again. Definitely not on the best strategy here, because he's on older mediums, and they're going to drop off soon, maybe in 10 laps, and then he's going to have to... He's basically a pit stop behind. Faded basically a pit stop behind here. And I don't know if Jesse's tires will be able to last the whole race. He's going to have to do some crazy time management for that to work. But for me, the person who's in the best position right now is Kai. Kai, fresh mediums, P8. This is really good for him. Really good. Krubang pitted for fresh mediums, but he's had to push a bit to catch up to the rest of the field. And, you know, I'm pretty sure that safety car will be in this lap. It's been the same for the rest of the other laps. Or the other safety cars. It's been 2 laps. So, yep, here we go. Safety car on this lap. Jesse's pacing the field this time. Let's see if he decides to leave it late or early, or we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Jesse facing the field. He's on those old hards. He needs to try and get the best exit possible. And Lawrence, I think, is trying to go side by side as they exit the final corner. Jesse's off. Lawrence is off. Jesse has quite good restart. So has Faded. So is Lawrence. Lawrence on those fresher mediums coming at Jesse instantly. So is Faded. Lawrence in the lead of the race. Will Faded try and move down the inside? They're going to go 3 wide down into turn 1. Faded decides to opt out of it, and Jesse spun. Jesse spun, and that's a front wing damage for sure. Faded getting into another tussle. Again, another incident for Faded. Lawrence, though, keeping the lead of the race. Jesse is absolutely out of it. Lawrence lead from Luke de Cruyff, who's inherited second because of that. Folks are behind him. Then UK Lucas. Faded is still in P5. I think he may have managed to keep on track there. Kai behind him, probably trying to chase him down. He has way fresher tires than him, and we have a yellow flag. I think that's Doppy. Doppy's gone off track, and that's unfortunate for him. Krubang didn't manage to catch up to the field in time for the race restart, and I don't know what's happened to Sandro. What's happened to Sandro? I think he decided to pit again, but I'm not sure why. Why did he go for the pit again onto the fresh hards? I don't think that's the play. I don't think that's the play. Kai getting way better traction out of that corner. Probably have a quite strong exit. We'll see if Faded is pushing with the overtake. He is. He wants to keep that position. Folks ahead of Luke de Cruyff, trying to get ahead of Luke de Cruyff. Luke de Cruyff concedes that position quite lightly. Didn't want to fight too hard. Although they are on the same strategy and no DRS. So Faded moving back up into P3. So although that incident, Faded is moving up. They're going too wide. Kai and Luke de Cruyff. Luke de Cruyff losing 2 positions in E3 in that series of events, and he's gotten the time penalty, so that's not a great sequence for him. Folks are catching up to Lawrence, who's currently leading and on the same strategy. So those safety cars have really helped all those people catch up to the field after having those incidents. Faded, one of the only front runners to not have a penalty. Kai just picked one up, and Fosa now chasing down Lawrence for the lead. He's on the same strategy. Fosa's been really strong on pace. The DRS is now enabled, but he won't have it for this straight. We'll see if he goes for the move now or try and save his battery for later. It's really hard to recharge around this track. Kai is going side by side with Faded. Foxa takes the lead of the race. Faded and Kai flying side by side, and Kai losing out in that situation. Faded has not been short of incidents in this race, but Faded is going to be P3 because of that. Kai dropping all the way down to P10, and that's very unlucky for our current championship leader. He's going to have to fight back. John Kinjan. Fuck, man. Ooh, okay, clear my throat. Kai got cut out, yeah. Okay, here we go. Jack Kinjan, one of the only ones on softs, along with Doppy. And we have UK Lucas retire from the session. That's a McLaren out in the middle sector. And the safety car isn't out for the moment, as Lawrence gets another 3-second time penalty. We don't have a safety car, so Michael Massey decided not to give any penalties or any safety cars for that. Five P3 between Faded, Luke de Cruyff, and Zerotix. The help of DRS is here. Luke de Cruyff's light is flashing, so he's really low on that overtake. With the help of DRS and overtake, Zerotix might try and go for a move here. Decides not to. He's flashing too. So everyone quite low on overtake. We'll see what Fade is looking like. He's looking about 30%. People are getting quite low on overtake now. And Zerotix looks the best here, because he has the fresher tires of anyone. And although he has another time penalty, the strategy is probably going to work in his favor. And if you cut corners like that, you'll get warnings for sure. That's probably why it's a bit of time penalty. Zerotix, a bit of a send down the inside. Decides to use the runoff, and he's going to lose the place to Zhao Qinzhen there because of that. So he's out of P5. Zhao Qinzhen, sorry, Zerotix is out of P5. But Zhao Qinzhen on the softs, one of the only ones on the softs, working his way through the field. I don't know if this is the strategy. I don't know if he can make these tires last the whole race. He has to do another 12 laps on them. So if he decides to try and go the whole race, his tires will be absolutely done. He's fighting with Faded currently. Is Zerotix. Sorry, Zerotix and Imagine are fighting. Imagine completely getting in a scrap with about everyone. And that's a bit of the run of... what is that material called? I have no idea, but... someone just Sebastian Vettel'd that runoff, and you can see all the bits and pieces flying away. And Faded in the DRS zone of Lawrence. He's on the same strategy as him, probably trying to make the mediums last the whole race, which is probably possible, although they're going to be pretty much done at the end. Faded might try and look for a move down the inside. The opposite back out. Doesn't want any more instance than he already has. So he's gonna keep it until the main straight. He's quite low on ERS, as Lawrence is quite... he saved a bit of it, so that's good. Vokes is absolutely smashing it out here. He's absolutely dusting everyone. He's nearly 3 seconds ahead. Alfa Romeos have been doing quite good this week, but let's go back to Faded. With the help of DRS, that move's going to be quite easy. Zhao Qinzhen is going to try and follow him through, and he does so. So Zhao Qinzhen and Faded move past Lawrence into the podium spots. Zerotix is out of DRS of Lawrence, so he's going to try and push his way back into there. He has a lot fresher tires, so he's just going to have to wait. Just be patient, because his time will come. He's already gained a couple tenths through those corners, and it's looking good. It's looking good for Zerotix and everyone on those fresher mediums. Kurubang has caught up to the rest of the field, so that's a good stuff with him. Kurubang in P10 back into the points after being quite far back. The safety guy helped him catch up to the field, so good job from him. Now Zhao Qinzhen's on softs, and we're gonna see what his plan is really. I have no idea. He's got DRS. Faded doesn't, but Faded is doing a good job to catch up to Foster. So Faded and Zhao Qinzhen kind of have to work together here, not fight together as much, and try and catch up to Foster, who's in the lead, because you know, he doesn't have any DRS. He does have clear air, but he's going to be the one who needs to try and keep up the DRS. You can see they've already gained about 5 attempts to him in the first part of the lap because of DRS. It's really good. And Zhao Qinzhen is just going to pull Faded along here because he's on softs. Faded's going to be happy to concede position and just stay behind DRS, save tires, save ERS. and try and wait till the end of the race to push. Focuser might be struggling with wear here because he's lost maybe a second in these last 2 laps to the guys behind. Our championship leader, Kai, is all the way down in last. After that situation, I think he had to pit. So, new mediums. And its race might be over for him. And if Faded takes the win here, Faded will go into the lead of the championship. So, we'll see. We'll see. Jalkinja nearly in the DRS of Focuser. Those softs nearing the end of their prime lifetime. It's Focuser, it's just, it might not be looking good. And Faded has no penalties also. So Faded is looking really good here. Focuser behind him, although on way fresher tires, it's kind of being gapped because he has no aid of DRS. So all Faded has to do here is just try and fight as just try and keep fighting to the minimum with Jalkinja. Just let him pull him along as best as he can until they catch up to Focuser's DRS. And every time they pass through that main straight, they'll be catching up. But this is kind of crunch time now for Jalkinja. I'm not sure what his strategy is going to be. Is he going to try and keep it on track and try and keep his softs going the whole length of the race? Or is he going to opt to pit? We're going to have to see. It's going to be really difficult to extend these tires. But I don't think he has an option right now. As you see, Faded catching up a lot with the help of DRS. And now they're only 3 tenths behind, nearly 4 tenths behind Focuser, who I'm sure is pushing a lot to try and keep them out of his DRS. We can go on board with him. He does have 30% battery, but seeming as we're nearly coming to the end of the race here, it might be difficult for him to regain any of that ERS. Wow, I just had an absolute freeze. My brain, I just forgot what I wanted to say mid-sentence. Sandro and Jesse are like fighting each other. Let's watch them. They are fighting for 11th, so there's no points available. And Kai's catching up to them too. So I think these guys are having a bit of fun after being quite unlucky in this race. It's a tough situation for him. We see what the penalty is now. Folks has 6 seconds of penalties, and Faded has none. So Faded is in net P1 at the moment with penalties. So we can see how. Oh, let's go back to Faded, because Faded's just taken P2 away from Jalkinja, and I don't know if he'll be giving that back anytime soon. And is that Max Fan? Yes, it is. Max Fan's just spun off, and so is Doppy. So I think Doppy and Max Fan might have come together there. And Faded is nearly in the DRS of Focuser, only 2 tenths back. Although he doesn't have to finish ahead of him on track. Everyone wants to finish ahead on track, so he's definitely trying on it. He's a 10th behind in this final sector, and Sandro's out. Sandro out of the session, and we have a safety car. So I'm sure that everyone's going to jump into the pits now. And the 4th safety car has come out. Unreal. Nearly tied the record today, but maybe we just can't get more than 4. Maybe that's just how it is. Unlucky for Sandro. That's our 7th DNF of the race. And Kurubang just got a drive-through penalty. So I think that might be race over for Kurubang. Faded, the only one without a penalty. The only driver out there with 0 penalties is Faded right now. This is the importance of keeping it clean, because Faded might just inherit the win off of penalties here, just because he's kept it clean. Even with a 3-second time penalty, he's gonna be fine. So I'm pretty sure everyone is gonna go for the softs now. This is gonna be good for the people who were way behind. They're gonna be able to catch up to this field, hopefully. We'll see some good racing from them in these last final laps. We're gonna have probably maybe so I think on lap 31, so I think 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, well, about 5 laps of racing, and 3 of them will have DRS, or maybe 2. Kurubang, having got a penalty. Thing is with drive-throughs, they just disqualify you if you don't do it. So if you get a drive-through, it's just kind of tough. It's there's nothing anyone can do about that. It's just like, it's really unlucky for Kurubang. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone is gonna go onto the softs, apart from Kai. So Kai didn't pit. He's on the mediums. He's the only one who didn't pit, and he just went. He's gonna go up into P6 because of that. I'm not sure if that's the play though. He's gonna have to do a really good job at trying to keep everyone behind. It's gonna be tough for him to get ahead of anyone, or get ahead of Kurubang, because of the drive-through. And he still only has 3 seconds of penalties at the moment, so it's good for him. It's a good situation for him. I lied. I have no confidence. Mediums versus softs on this track. I have no confidence. It's just tough. The disparity between softs and mediums on this track is just crazy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's play. I don't know if it's play. Jesse and Nutricorp have caught up though. That's good. That's good. Folks are gonna ace the field once more. Oh, and a bit of contact there between Fade and Jack Engine. But Michael Massey didn't issue any penalties for that, which is great. He is quite willing to give 5-second penalties for contact under the safety car, so it's good we didn't see any of that. Jack Engine on 12 seconds of penalties. Not ideal, but he's just going to be able. He's going to have to do his best on that. And we have the safety car in this lap, so we'll see what Focuser can do. If he can keep Faded behind. They're on the same tires now. No more safety cars for sure. I can guarantee no safety cars will come out. So, Focuser about to set off this 4th safety car restart. He does love to leave it quite late, as we've seen, but now I'm pretty sure he's off. Fade is sticking quite close to him, and where's Zerotics come from? Zerotics, with an absolute rocket start, has gone up into P4, and Kurubang has to set his drive-through penalty. They're going too wide. Faded and Focuser into turn 1 and 2. Keep it clean, boys. Keep it clean. Focuser, with the inside line of turn 3, keeps the lead of the race until Faded comes back at him. It's going to be an absolute ERS battle here for the end of the race. Faded's got the lead. Zerotics and Zhao Kinjun going wheel to wheel. Zhao Kinjun getting shoved off a bit off track. Zerotics has not been the one to leave a lot of space. Kai there trying to get involved. They're nearly 3 wide. Focus has got another time penalty. And Kai on those mediums gone up into P4. That's a good job from him. They're kind of fighting out, and Jesse's DNF'd. Jesse out of the race. That is unlucky for him, but Faded, no penalties, and in the lead of the race, looking really strong. Doppy catching up to Imagine. There's no DRS for 2 laps, and that is unlucky for Jesse. 8 DNFs today. Mexico is just a deadly track, as it seems. It likes to kill a lot of drivers, it seems. They're faded. Now in the lead of the race. And Zhao Qinzhen's out. Zhao Qinzhen is out of the race. And we have 9 DNFs. We've broken the record. 9 DNFs. Although Zhao Qinzhen just opted to go into the pit lane and retire, I think he had damage. That is the most DNFs we've ever had in this race. And I think that is just absolutely nuts. Faded, leading Foxer, who leads Zerotics, who leads Imagine. Now, everyone from second to fourth is not the DRS zone of anybody, so when the DRS comes on, it might be it for the position wise. Battle for P4 is definitely on because everyone is quite close together. And thank you for the follow, Rise. Yeah, thank you eGamer for linking him. Everyone, you can sign up in the Discord. Foxer takes the fastest lap of the race. Now, although he has penalties, he'll still probably be able to try and keep P2 because behind him, Zerotics is 8 seconds. Now, Imagine does have 3 seconds, so he's gonna try and stick as close as possible to the leaders because everyone ahead of him, apart from Faded, has a penalty. Foxer's closing up right close to Faded. He's gonna get DRS. I think this lap, maybe next, at the minimum. And he's catching up right behind. He's definitely gonna want to finish ahead of Faded on track despite the penalties. Faded just has to stay out of the penalties. If he does that, he will definitely get the win, for sure. It'll be a free win for him. Just keep it on track. As you can see, Foxer doing quite a good job here. Going a bit deep into that corner. And that's going to hurt his exit for the rest of this straight. The main straight is really important for you to get a good exit. And he has DRS though, so that will help him. Everyone's absolutely low on battery. And we have about 2 more racing laps. DRS enabled. And we'll see how this race ends up. I'm not going to do the maths for the penalties. I'm just going to wait till the end of the race. And I just want to see who ends up first on track. Because Faded and Foxer are duking it out right now. I think the best option is try and wait until the final lap to overtake. Because that's when you have DRS. And after you overtake on the main straight, it's pretty difficult to overtake back if you have maybe a 5/10 gap. Kurubang was one of the only other ones not to have a penalty. Finally gets a 3-second penalty. Did have a drive-through, but still in the points after everything that's happened to him. Imagine catching up to Zerotics also in P3. Now we'll see here. Will Foxer go for move on this straight? This is really important. Faded has a lot of pace. He's gonna go for it. Foxer down the inside of Faded. The DRS has made that move quite easy. And he's gonna have DRS for the next straight too. We are on the final lap. And Faded is probably gonna inherit the lead of the race. But we'll see if he fights it to try and finish on track ahead of Foxer. Faded avoiding penalties is absolutely worked into his favor here. Now he does have one more DRS zone to try and fight back, but it might be too much of a risk in this point of time. Faded, Imagine has gone ahead of Zerotics, so Imagine is in P3, and he will keep that P3 because he only has 3 seconds, and the rest below him also have penalties and way more penalties. So, Foxer here, coming out to the end of the final sector. on track. Burks is gonna finish ahead on track, but Faded is gonna win the Mexican Grand Prix for DRL Group B. A cracking race for Faded, although wasn't short of a lot of incidents. Faded is gonna win the race, and a good job from him. Imagine's gonna be P2, and Focuser P3. A great drive from him, despite his incidents and his penalties. A great drive from him also. Doppy in P4, good job from him, and Zerotics P5. That's a great race. We had 9 DNFs. That's a world record for DRL. That is absolutely crazy. What a beast, Faded. Faded, absolute legend. Back on the top step of the podium. Thank you everyone watching. We won't be doing driver interviews today, but we will set it up shortly in the future. Soon. Driver interviews soon. But thank you for watching, everyone.
Are you gonna do pre-race interviews?
No.
Okay, well, good.
And I was just ending the stream. Thank you everyone for watching. Good stuff. This was a fun race to watch.
Bye
and
everybody.
it will definitely be a fun time for us who have to go through all these incidents. Jesus Christ, I'm absolutely terrified. But yeah, good stuff. Savory race with the guy.
Oh, race player.